Okay, happy savory eats. I'm doing a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup and a Franz extra crisp English muffin, which is a vegan on my item, but it's not gonna go in my vegan items playlist because this is not vegan. It just so happens it is vegan. And I'm gonna do this in a one way that I eat it. So this is kind of a dining at home video. And today is Tuesday, 16 January 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, and this is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. And I'm going to recap at approximately 10:22 a.m. today. I picked my car up from the service center at the Toyota dealership. And so, voila. It got fixed. So that'll be what I recap. But first, let's start with the Campbell's chicken noodle soup. So I do actually, there's like, I sometimes cook it on the stove top. I sometimes put it in a bowl and then microwave it, and then sometimes I just put it in a bowl without microwaving it. So we're gonna do that one. And what I do is, here's the can of chicken noodle soup, and then I add about a third of a cup of water. So I got a water glass and filled it up with clean water. And so I'm going to measure out the 1/3 cup of water. There it is. And then put it into the soup. It dilutes it a little bit. And then this is what it looks like. And mix it up. And then eat it. So this is the cold version. It's got little chunks of chicken in it. Okay. And then with this is the small lunch. This is only, I think, like but the whole can is 150 calories. And then one of these English muffins is about 130, so 280 calories. So this is a small lunch. So this is like, I get an extra half an apple. So I can have a whole apple today instead of a half apple I want. Or I can have a small piece of candy or something like that. So spacing out, kind of. All right, so I got there. They sent texts and emails when the car was ready, which means they got the parts in early because I got texts and emails at 9-something a.m. And they said yesterday that they were expecting the parts in at 10 a.m. today. So that means they got the parts. They needed to order a wire kit early. And the total came to over $1,400. And so I read the email I got with my coupon. And it said to present at the time of payment. And it looks like there was an oil change in there. And I could only apply that was part of the work they did on the car. And tire rotation and stuff like that. In addition to the electrical system fixes. And so I could only apply one coupon because I had a coupon for the oil change and just general service that was incremented by how much I spent. I would get a certain amount off. So if I spent $1,000 or more, I got $350 off. So I presented that at payment, and it got applied. So my total after that coupon was applied was $1,065.78. Which is the remainder of the money I withdrew from my retirement account, and eats pretty, and the rest came out of pocket Christmas money. So it's been paid. It drove better on the way back. I think it was the chipmunks. There was a period back in 2020, 2021, where the chipmunks really liked to climb up under my car. And possibly my mom's as well. I think my dad even made note of it. And it spanned a time period before we fed the critters. And after we started feeding the critters, when we were feeding them, I would call it today like maybe too much. We've cut back in what we feed them and stuff like that. So, but they used to for a while. And there was kind of a shudder. And when I was driving back, the shutter wasn't there, like in the car. That kind of developed back in 2020, 2021. But I thought it was just because I was driving a lot. And when we were driving it in, or I was driving it in, my dad was following me to the dealership. When I was hitting about 30 miles an hour, the steering was a little bit tighter than normal. So I was like, oh, maybe that's why they check engine lights on, is it hit a certain threshold. The Lemur King pushed it to that final brink so it'd get worked on. But I was driving back and it was driving the smoothest it's driven in a while. So it was like, my best guess is chipmunks in that period back in 2020, 2021. And it was kind of an accumulation damage. But it makes sense if there was a little bit of a shudder when driving the car, right? Stability would take the shudder out. I actually said that at payment, so I paid with my debit card. It was like, if it's over this much, I don't have that much money, so I paid with my credit card and then pay it off on the statement. Like, I need to transfer funds and stuff to make that work. But because I could apply the coupon, I could cover it with my debit card. That got good intrigue, from the worker. I said, it used to have chipmunks that crawled up between the tires. I didn't realize they could do so much damage. He says, they say, the worker says, that's what everybody says. Yeah. The Alvins go, we found a Toyota Corolla with the help of a Lemur King. Sorry, I'm dipping the English muffin in the soup. Sounds like my parents are getting back. They dropped me off. And then at the dealership this morning. Dealership / service center. That is the big upfront cost of a car, or acquisition of a car, and then the longer, possibly more distributed, possibly even more cost of maintaining a vehicle. I say vehicle. So while it's the dealership that might matter up front, the service center might last more in longevity. Welcome back! I don't think they have me. Welcome back! Okay. So I'm hoping there's no further rodent damage. I kind of wondered back then if it was because I was driving all around and like there was pollen or something that was getting in my car and they really liked the taste of it or something. It was not the gray squirrels getting in. They were too big. That was our observation back then. I think it was Mom and I. All right. Excuse me. 40 out of 10 for that mini meal. No, not mini. I wouldn't call it mini. Small meal. And I got around to noodles this 2024 year. Happy day and time of viewing to you whenever you're viewing this, and happy place of viewing this wherever you're viewing this from.